Good afternoon to all the participants. We are starting this session, and in this session, we will cover the implementation part of sentiment data analysis along with real-time streaming of data from social media. And this is one of the very prime domains of research in which the data is extracted from real-time channels, whether it is social media or RSS feeds or using some web scraping techniques. In research and development, there are so many research perspectives for data streaming and analysis, and it is implemented for multiple domains, for multiple applications like market basket analysis, marketing to find out the target audience, to find out the target customers, to get the reviews on a particular movie, and similar type of predictions you might have seen, you might have analyzed on different news channels. Whenever a particular movie is released, then in very short time it is predicted that this particular movie will have a business of 500 crores in next 10 days. It will cross the business of that particular movie, other movie in next 10 days, in next 5 days. And most of the companies, most of the corporate clients nowadays use this technique for web scraping, for real-time data analytics, and and there are so many social media available which are or which can be used for real-time streaming of data. And in this session we will see how to stream the data from social media, how to evaluate that particular data. And if you remember, we have already discussed this particular thing that nowadays so many different data sets are available on IEEE data port about emotions of human beings, about emotions of citizens during lockdown. And as far as the current scenario is concerned, the research dimensions or research statements which we can work out using social media analytics and sentiments mining. So few of these we can write, like suppose I'm writing a research paper or article on evaluation and prediction of human emotions and depression during lockdown in India, like this. So it may be your first research statement or it may be the title of your work. So in that case, what we can do, we can extract the real-time data from Twitter, from Instagram, from Tumblr. There are so many websites available. There are so many social platforms available from where we can fetch the data. And many times whenever we discuss this topic, most of the people, almost every participant is willing to have the data from Facebook. Okay. So before asking this question by any participant, I wish to reply that we cannot fetch real-time data from Facebook because of privacy and integrity issues which were put on Facebook many times. You might have seen many instances when Facebook faced legal cases, legal issues in delivering the private data, in releasing the private data of their clients, of their users. So earlier, Facebook was providing the real-time streaming data from specific APIs, but nowadays Facebook is not providing any API for fetching the data. It is providing the API to like a particular post, to send a particular post, to follow, unfollow, or like this. But we cannot move into anybody's timeline. Okay, and you might be knowing about this particular fact that nowadays most of the professional communities are available on Twitter as compared to Facebook. Whether it is Prime Minister, whether it is Donald Trump, or any MLA, or any celebrity, or any political figure, or any Bollywood figure, most of the professional communities deliver their sentiments, deliver their emotions on Twitter as compared to Facebook because of so many issues which were faced by Facebook in so many instances. So, as far as Twitter is concerned, I will show you the demonstration of how to fetch real-time data from Twitter using Python scripts. And these type of research problems, these type of research issues you can work out if you are already working in sentiment data analysis. You can work out it. So one research statement you can take this. Second is analytics. So any research, it depends on your area of work, it depends on your imagination what you want to do. Okay, analytics of human relationships during lockdown in first quarter of 2020, like this. Okay, or not in first quarter of 2020, you can write during lockdown period or during lockdown period. Okay, March to May, or March to June, or whatever it is. Okay, so any of these issues we can raise, any of these topics we can work out. And suppose I want to work on this particular research topic, I want to work on this particular article. So obviously I will be in need of data set of tweets. I must have the data set of tweets about a particular topic, about a particular keyword, or about a particular hashtag, or about a specific Twitter handle, whatever it is. Okay, so there are so many things available, so many aspects available that you can work out. And as far as the platforms are concerned for real-time streaming of data, Generally, the researchers use Twitter for getting the human emotions. As far as the corporate giants are concerned, they may take data from other sources. Suppose I want to fetch data about a particular mobile model like iPhone X versus Samsung Y, Oppo X versus Vivo Y. Suppose my domain is this, okay? Reviews analytics between top models in India, okay? Or if you want to fetch out the data about particular car, about a particular bike, in that case we can get data from Twitter as well as from Amazon as well as from Flipkart, Snapdeal. So many platforms are available. So for that thing, for fetching data from Amazon, from Snapdeal, from Flipkart, from Myntra, we use web scraping. Okay. As far as the legal issues are concerned, because many times this question arises that whether web scraping is legal or illegal. If I fetch the reviews about a particular mobile phone or Flipkart without any API using some Python script, whether it is legal or illegal. Okay, it is a very common question. How much it is legal to use web scraping to fetch the data from some other website without their permission? In this particular scenario, there is a very simple thing that if we are extracting the data, if we are performing web scraping on public data, it will be legal and there will be no issue. There will be no legal issue. There will be no ethical issues. If we are fetching the data from public profiles, if we are fetching the public domain data, the web, the data set or the web page, the reviews which are publicly available for everybody, that we are fetching using Python or Node.js or using Node-RED. There are so many platforms available, or using PHP or C Sharp, any programming language you can use. Even Java can also be used for web scraping. So there will be no issue if I am fetching the public data. So obviously reviews are public data. Reviews are not private data. If reviews are private, in that case there is no use of that particular review. If I am giving my review about a particular restaurant on Zomato, so that is public. It is understood that I want other people to read that review. If I'm writing something about Uber or Swiggy or Ola cab about a particular thing, and it is public in nature, that will be legal to fetch out. But if using any private, if using any Python script or any programming language, I am penetrating inside a private profile. If I am fetching the data from a dashboard which is private, which comes after authentication, and that data I am able to fetch out using some scripts, that will be definitely illegal. Is this point clear to all of you? What is legal and illegal in web scraping in case of real-time streaming? Is this point clear? What is legal, what is illegal? The data, the profile, the reviews which are public in nature, which are publicly posted, and we are fetching that data, it will be legal. But if we are fetching the data which comes after authentication, that will be illegal. Okay, so this thing we should be very much clear. Okay, is this point clear to all of you? Up to now, are you getting the audio clearly? Is this point clear to all of you? What we are discussing here? Okay. Now we will see how to fetch out the data from Twitter. You can see this link apps.twitter.com. To fetch the data from Twitter, it is this particular facility is provided by Twitter itself. Okay. Twitter provides us the APIs. I'm repeating again. Twitter provides the APIs to all its users so that the data set can be fetched out, so that any data can be retrieved. There is nothing private in case of Twitter social media. Whatever we post, whatever we follow, whatever we tweet or retweet, each and everything is recorded on Twitter social media, and it can be delivered to any other person, any other Twitter user. Okay, this is the website apps.twitter.com. You can see that. Now I'm opening this link apps.twitter.com. Now you can see that apps.twitter.com or developer.twitter.com. Okay. After opening this link, you will come to this particular dashboard. This is the dashboard of Twitter developer account, and the login and password, the username and password will be exactly same which you are already using for Twitter. So there is no need to create any special email ID. There is no need to create any special account for Twitter. You can directly use your developer account with your traditional username and password of Twitter. You can see that. After logging on to this URL, you will get this link API key, and it is provided to everyone. If you are new to developer account, if you have never generated these keys, in that case it takes at least 24 hours. I have already activated my developer account. So what we have to do, suppose you are using Twitter from last 10 years, last 5 years, okay, and on the Twitter developer you have logged in, okay, so instantly you will not be given this API key and this API secret, because this API key and API secret key can be used for fetching the real-time streaming data from Twitter and this access token. Okay, so if you will apply now, if you will click on this link now, in that case it will take at least 24 hours or 2 to 3 days it may take. But once it is created, in that case it will be available permanently. This particular authentication will be available permanently. Okay, are you getting this screen on Twitter, on developer.twitter.com, and these are keys and access tokens, API key, API secret key. This is your access token secret. I will generate it now, and then I will execute the script. Okay, is this point clear to all of you? How to move to this particular link? Simply open apps.twitter.com or developer.twitter.com, log in with your Twitter account, and you will be able to fetch this particular credentials. And these credentials, whosoever is having these credentials, they will be able to work with my Twitter account. Okay, so what I will do, first of all, I will execute this code here, and instantly after the session, I will change the tokens. I can modify the tokens. Otherwise, what may happen, if these tokens are released on public domain, obviously it will be released because it is a conferencing based session. So, and if anybody use these tokens in their Python script, in their Java code, in that case, my account will be used. So I will be responsible for that. Okay. Suppose I'm searching about COVID-19, I'm searching about lockdown, it is okay. Okay. But obviously, if I'm searching about a particular drug, about a particular illegal activity, in that case, that person will be caught by the agencies to which these tokens are provided, to which these tokens are released. So it is better to all of you that even if you that once you create your tokens, and if these are released on public domain, then keep on changing. So these are similar to your password. This is your encrypted password of Twitter account. Okay, is this point clear to all of you? What is keys and tokens and permissions? Up to this point, is this clear? How to work with this? Okay. As far as security is concerned, in social media, in Twitter social media, there is no security. I will show you a demo now. What I will do after this session, I will fetch the real-time data from Twitter, and after that, I will revoke the tokens, so that even if somebody is having my tokens, they will not be able to do anything with my account because I will revoke it. Is this point clear? So just for security, just for privacy, after this session, I will either regenerate the tokens or I will revoke the tokens. Okay, so that nobody will be able to use these tokens to get the data from Twitter. Same thing happens in case of Instagram. Same thing happens in case of your Tumblr and other social media. Okay, if I'm having the tokens of anybody else, in that case, I can do with that account. I can send a message from that account to anybody, and that person will be responsible. Okay. Now I'm showing you that script of Python that we can use. Now, is this visible to all of you? No, it do not seek any permission, because if I have given you the tokens, if you have seen my tokens, and these tokens are visible, I have not revoked it. In that case, you can do anything with that. Okay, I will discuss it later on. Okay, is it visible to all of you? Now you can see that it is only 10 to 20 lines, 10 to 15 lines of code. Very small lines of code to fetch out data from Twitter social media. Is this visible to all of you? Is this slide visible to all of you? Now this is the code, and to work with Twitter social media, to fetch data from Twitter social media, we have to install Tweepy package. Tweepy. Okay, this is the package. Tweepy. So in Anaconda prompt, we have to install this package. Okay. So by which way we can do it? So simply in your Anaconda prompt, we write here, we execute the command pip install Tweepy and enter. T stands for Twitter, Py for Python. Okay, so Tweepy is the Twitter Python interfacing. Tweepy is the Twitter and Python interfacing. Tweepy. Interfacing of Twitter and Python. Okay, so if your internet is ready, if your internet is working, then on click of this instruction pip install DT, automatically it will be installed. Okay. In my system it is already installed. I have installed it, and you can see that it is asking the four parameters: consumer key, consumer secret, access token, access secret. So these are the tokens which I will copy from my Twitter account, from my Twitter developer account. Okay, and this class we have created for stream listening. Stream listening means we want to stream the real-time data. We want to listen the real-time streaming data, and we will print it on screen. Okay, if there is some error, it will displayed. Okay, and OAuth handler means open authentication handler. It will authenticate using this consumer key, consumer secret, access token, access secret. Okay, I will share you this code so that you can execute it. Now I'm executing this code. Now first of all, I'm checking. This is the code twi.py. Is this visible to all of you? Now what I will do, I will copy these tokens from my account to this. Okay, I'm copying the tokens. This token I have pasted, and now regenerate, copy, and this I'm pasting here in code, and this copy and this paste. Okay. But after this session, I will regenerate these tokens, because these four tokens are directly my Twitter account. And what I want to fetch out, suppose lockdown or COVID-19 or whatever it is, or suppose hashtag lockdown, hashtag COVID-19 India, like this. Okay, or at the rate PMO India, like this. Whatever I want to fetch, it will be fetched out. Okay. Now this script is available. I will share you this script, and now if I execute this code, checking the path, and very soon you will see, if your internet connectivity is good, then you will see the streaming of data very fast. Is it visible to all the participants how much fast it is? So this is real-time streaming of data. Real-time tweets are coming. I'm not using any Twitter on browser. I'm not fetching the data on any particular software. I'm fetching the data using tweets, using particular script. So now I am pressing Control C for interrupt. So I have pressed Control C. So these are so many tweets. So created at which time this tweet was sent, on 27th May at this time. So who is this person? RT at the rate this person. Okay, and which other person? So many things are available. Okay, so many. Okay. Now these tweets are on screen. Now if I want to fetch these tweets in a text file, suppose I want to create a text file, lockdown india.txt, okay, or JSON. Actually this particular format is JSON file format. Now you can see that nothing will be displayed on screen. Output will move in this particular text file, lockdown india.json. Actually, in every social media, whether you are fetching data from Instagram or from Tumblr or from Twitter or from any Amazon, okay, or if you are fetching data from Snapdeal, then nowadays the data is, now screen is not freezed. Actually output is moving in lockdown india.json. So I'm Control C, I'm doing Control C, and automatically this file will be created. Is it visible to all of you that this file is automatically created? Is this visible to all the participants that this file is automatically created because the output is saved, output is redirected in this file. You can see that on 27th May 2:41 p.m. in real time this data is obtained, and you can see how much size is this. 4.3 MB, around 4 MB data is collected in only 1 minute. So this script we have executed for around a few seconds, 20-30 seconds. Now you can see, okay, I'm repeating this point again. Suppose I want to fetch this data. After running this data, output will not come on screen. I'm repeating this point. Output will not come on screen. Output, we want to fetch this data in a text file covid.txt or covid.json. Is it visible to all of you? Now output will not come on screen. Output will go in this text file, in this JSON file. Why? Because the social media file, the files from social media, the data from social media is extracted in this format. So if I press enter, okay, nothing will be displayed here, but automatically this file is created. You can see that currently it is 0 KB. After few seconds, I will press Ctrl C, and you will see that as soon as I will press Ctrl C, this 0 KB will become this size. So Ctrl C, and you can see that now it is 1.9 MB. So this much data is collected in this particular file. Is it visible to all of you that output is redirected in a text file? Why we have? Because to analyze the data, we have to save the data. We have to put the data in a text file. Okay. So this data, now you can imagine in only 10 seconds we have obtained 2 MB data. If I execute this code for 1 hour, in that case my hard disk will be full. I'm repeating this point. You can see that if in 10 seconds 2 MB data is collected, if I execute this code for 1 hour, in that case my complete hard disk will be full. So this is the issue of this particular problem, or this particular research statement can be associated with big data analytics also, because this is big data. In 10 seconds, in only 10 seconds, 2 MB file is collected. In only 1 minute, 4 MB file is collected. If I execute this code for 24 hours, in that case, my system will not be sufficient to handle that data. Now you can see this data is available in JSON file format. So this is JSON file format. JSON means JavaScript object notation. So at which time this tweet was sent, created at this particular time, what is the text? So you can see that you have been working for say for 2-3 years and you will be on lockdown. So this particular data, is this visible to all of you? This text file, is this file visible to all the participants? This text file. Now to analyze the data, to work on sentiment data analysis, we have to extract this data. In earlier sessions also we have covered this point, that whether you collect data from primary sources or from secondary sources, that data must be transformed to human readable format. That data must be transformed to programmer readable format or algorithm readable format. So what is that particular tool? There are so many tools available. This screenshot is there, and you can see that there are so many cloud services available which can transform your data from JSON to CSV automatically. So conclone.io/JSON, and thousands of applications available. Is it visible to all of you? conclone.io.json for transformation of data from JSON to CSV file. Is it visible to all? Are you able to view this site? Now I am opening that thing. So now I will okay, later on we can do it. onclone.io. Okay, is it visible to all of you? Now you can see that. Now what I will do, I will copy this data. So just for demonstration, I am taking some data. Suppose this data I have copied from here and pasted here. Simply copy and paste that data, and you can see below automatically this data is transformed to tabular format. And you can see that when first tweet was sent and this particular time, this text, which device was used, this device, I will download this. So download this entire CSV sheet. You can see that on click of entire sheet. Now I am opening this sheet in MS Excel, because CSV can be opened in MS Excel. And now auto fit column width. Okay, and if I enlarge this just to show you, now you can see that first tweet was sent at this particular time, and what is the message? This is the message in that particular tweet. This is this message in second tweet. This is the message in third tweet. Now which person sent this tweet? So you can see that the device was used. First tweet was sent using iPhone. Second was sent using Android. This Android, this iPhone. So we can also check the device, from which smartphone this particular tweet was sent. Okay. Now if you want to see other parameters, what is the username of that particular person? So nothing is private. So each and everything is public in nature. Using a simple Python script, we can extract. So this message was sent by this username. What is the screen name? Generally we put different screen name. Okay. What is the user location? Okay. User description. And how many followers are there? How many friends are there? That particular person. How many friends are there? Is it visible to all of you? So how many followers are there with that particular person? How many friends? Okay. Now at which date and time that person created the account on Twitter? So you can see the first person created account in 2014 at this particular time. So we can find out the date and time of account creation. Okay, or timestamp of time creation. Okay, now I want to check other things. What is the user profile background color? So it means I can check the color combination also. What is which color combination that particular user has taken? Okay, so different color combinations are available. Now other things available, whether it is a tweet or retweet. So third is the tweet and this is retweet. So whether it is original message or it is retweet, that is sent by somebody else. Okay. Now this was the message, this was the earlier message, and this was the earlier thing. So the earlier person sent message by Twitter web app using Chrome or Firefox. The next person forwarded that message on Android. So each and everything is publicly available. Okay, you can see that. Currently we have taken very few tweets, so you can take number of tweets. You can put all the tweets in that particular platform, and then you will be able to work out. Okay. Now there are so many questions arise that what is use of this particular user created date. You might be thinking that what is the use of this particular field? Okay. Simply copy and paste this data, and automatically copy and paste this data in onclone.io, and automatically you will get this table and download the entire CSV. Okay. Now the question comes, what is the use of this particular thing, user created ad? Many times you might have seen a particular movie. Whenever a movie is released, that movie is very famous on Twitter. Okay, a new product is launched by Vivo or by Oppo or by Samsung. That is very famous on Twitter. So we can check the genuineness of messages. We can check the authenticity of messages using this particular field, using this particular attribute. Suppose a movie is released today, or the promo of a movie is released today, and most of the good tweets are coming from that account which are created only 10 days back, which are created only 5 days back. In that case, we can analyze that most of the tweets are paid. So some marketing agency, some digital marketing agency is hired to create so many Twitter accounts and then to broadcast good messages about that Oppo, Vivo, or that particular Xiaomi or any other product. So by this way we can check if data is coming from multiple usernames from which are created in different timelines, then we can say that this particular review is good. If data set of 1 million people or 1 lakh people are coming, and then we are checking that okay, most of the accounts are distributed in different time spans, so in that case we can go for it. Okay, but if we are seeing that 90% good tweets are coming from those accounts which are created only 5 hours back, only yesterday, with the release of promo of that particular movie, with the release of trailer of that particular movie. So instantly the company has given contract to some other persons to create so many accounts and then to send good messages, good tweets about that product. So by this way we can check the authenticity. Okay. Now if we see the flavor of sentiment mining, okay, if we want to go to sentiment mining, so in which domain, in which area the actual sentiments are there? The actual sentiments are in this area. We have nothing to do with, in case of sentiment mining, we have nothing to do with retweet or any other thing. Okay, but if you want to integrate it, that you can integrate. But the actual messages are in this particular attribute text. Okay, now I want to analyze what is the meaning of this particular sentence. What is meaning of this particular sentence? A 46 years migrant died on Shramik Express train. Okay, whether this tweet is positive or negative. If this particular thing message is there, in that case, whether this particular message is positive or negative. So I want to check. We want to check the emotions. We want to check the emotional value associated with this particular attribute, with this particular tweet. Suppose I want to say that okay, the score of first tweet is +5, +4. Okay, second is -2, like this. Third is -1. So obviously, to work on sentiment mining, to work on comparison, we have to see what is the score, what is the scoring of this particular sentence. Okay, is this point clear to all of you? And so that I can tell you further how to work on scoring. I will tell you a specific library in Python for scoring of the things also. Okay, up to this point, is it clear to all of you that in sentiment mining, whenever we want to work on sentiment analysis, we see this attribute of text, whatever is transmitted, whatever message is given in this. As far as what the question is concerned, the objects like images, captions, these can also be done. Okay, but currently in this we are covering only for text data. For image data, the other domain is available in deep learning. On last day you will be having session of deep learning, and then you will study about that. Okay. Now we will see how to work on sentiment analysis. And is this slide visible to all of you? Better sentiment analytics. Is this visible to all of you? First of all, I'm completing this session and I'm completing the content, and after that you can ask your queries. Okay, so please in between the session, I will please take your queries, and at end of the session I will take all the queries. I will answer the queries. Okay, in between the session, if we will take the queries, in that case, the contents will be left. Okay, so you can see that in Python there is a specific library, there is a pre-trained library of emotions, there is a pre-trained library of human sentiments, and that library is Vader sentiment, and its full form is Valence Aware Dictionary and Sentiment Reasoner. Okay, this is known as, or this is considered as pre-trained model, pre-trained network model of emotions. Okay. In this, each and every word is associated with a specific score, or if we relate it to neural network, then each and every word is associated with a weight. If I'm writing that good is +1, very good, +1 into 2 is equal to +2. Very good, but very good, but time consuming. So very good +2, time consuming -1. Overall score is 1, like this. So each and everything is trained in Vader sentiment package, and it is available in free and open source. Okay, is it visible to all of you? Is this visible to all the participants? So to install this library, what we do, we go to Anaconda prompt, and in same way we write if install Vader sentiment and enter. Okay, is it clear? Now if we will see the execution, by which way we can work with Vader sentiment. Is this visible to all the participants? And after this, I will show you the execution of this code. Is it visible to all? So from Vader sentiment dot Vader sentiment, this is the package. We are importing sentiment intensity analyzer. Okay, and we have created its object. And whenever we work on sentiment data analysis, in that case, there is a specific scoring technique. There is a specific technique or specific algorithm that we use. Okay, that is your polarity score. Okay, polarity scores. So whenever we find out the sentiment of any particular message, it means we are finding out the polarity score. Now you can see that if this is the tweet, this mobile phone is very good, then how much positivity is there? You can see that this mobile phone is very good. In this, there is no negativity. Negative is 0. Neutral is 0.61. It means this sentence is having the words which are neutral also, and positivity is 0.39. And as far as the compound score is concerned, compound score is 0.49. If I execute this code on Spider, I'm opening Spider in my system. So I'm opening Spider so that we can test different messages, we can test different tweets. Okay. Now you can see. Okay. Suppose this is the tweet. This is the tweet. Score is predefined. Actually, the score is not predefined. The weight associated with each and every word is predefined. That is all pre-trained. Okay, I will show you the list also. I will show you that particular list in which it is mentioned. Okay, this mobile phone is very good. Okay, very good, excellent, and then you will see, and you will see preferable. So I have included the positive words in this particular sentence. So now I will see how much positivity is there, how much negativity is there. Now you can see that its positive, its compound score is increased to 0.8. Compound score means overall emotion is 0.8. Now if I remove this, suppose it is very good but very costly and not preferable, like this. Now you can see that its score, its now its negativity is increased, not preferable. So this is your negativity. Neutrality is also there. So its compound score is 0.01. So only 0.01 means only 1% positivity is there in this. Okay, very good is okay, but very costly and not preferable. So by this way we can use the pre-trained model, pre-trained network model of better sentiment. We can take others also, like and I'm showing you the link, the official link. This is the official link. There so many English words or English lexicons are mentioned. Now you can see that. So you can see that disappointment -2, disappointment, disappointing, disappointingly, disappointedly, disappointed. So all the words which are associated with this particular thing, disappoint, these are negative words. Disaster, disaster, disasters, disastrous. So if I am making a sentence using this particular sentence, using this particular word, disaster, disastrous, disasters, that will be negative. Okay, so now if I take other thing like fatal, fatalism, fatalisms, fatalistic. So all the probability, all the probabilities of a particular word, all these are negative. So if I see some positive words also, so this is positive word. Okay, harmonic, harmonica, harmonically, harmonicus. So this is your pre-trained model, pre-trained network model. Harmonize. So these are positive words. So the English dictionary is integrated with the weight matrix. So obviously tranquilize, tranquilizers. This is your negativity. Okay. Now if we see other things, is it visible to all the participants? Are you able to view this? Now you can see that if I write only, if we write the sentence, if we write the tweet in simple way, in that case its negativity is there. If I write so many exclamations, so it means that I want to put my emotions to huge level. In that case, its emotion will be its intensity will be increased. Suppose I write that food is very bad and I put three exclamation signs. In that case, you will see what will happen. The food is very good. Okay. Now, what is the sentiment? Overall 0.49. Okay. Now, if I am placing two exclamation, it means I want to put more emotions in this. Now 0.58, one more exclamation. So I'm increasing the intensity 0.62. Okay. And as far as the combination is concerned, like notepad or disaster free, all these are taken in permutations. Okay, the sentence is analyzed automatically, that particular sentence is evaluated. So that's why huge research is going on. You can create your own algorithm, or what you can do, you can create your own dictionary for that. Now if you see other things, suppose if I write great in capital words, if you are writing the word great in capital rather than small, in that case its compound score will be increased, because I'm giving more emphasis to this particular word. Okay, I'm specifying more emphasis to this particular word. This is your, like, is good. So if I put good in capital letters, now you can see that its intensity is increased. The intensity of good is increased. If I write here very bad, bad in capital letters, now you can see that its intensity is minus 0.75. Okay. Now it's very, very bad, minus 0.81. Its intensity is increased to huge level. Okay. Now different options are available in this. You can explore all the things. And if you see, and you can see that currently we are analyzing one by one. We are placing only one sentence. Okay. Now the question comes, if I am having 1,000 tweets, if I am having 1 million tweets, in that case it will be very, very difficult to put each and every sentence individually. So how to read CSV file, how to read the complete CSV file, and how to find out the total emotion score in that particular file that we have collected from Twitter. So I'll show you that. First of all, this is this visible to all of you? So this is the file that we have downloaded. Okay, it is having so many tweets. Now you can see that the actual tweet is under this text. The actual tweet is under this text. Now I want to find out the total score from all these tweets. I want to calculate the total score from all these tweets. What I will do, so better sentiment CSV, this code I have already created, and I will share this code to all of you. Now you can see that this results3.csv sheet is there, PD. So I'm using pandas. Import pandas as PD. ed.read CSV. So this CSV file, and from that CSV file I want to take only text column, only text attribute, because the actual tweet is mentioned in text. So use calls means which columns I want to use text. And now you can see that I have placed our loop, and in loop it will fetch each and every row. So a dot iter rows, iteration of rows. Okay, in each and every iteration it will check that particular tweet, its score will be calculated. So it is similar to that particular code that we use for sum of first n numbers, or sum of first, or average of first n numbers, like this. So same type of loop I have created. So initially total score is 0, and then in one by one loop we have placed it. So I'm importing that code here, this CSV, and this also we are, so that we can get the text file, that CSV sheet. Okay, now we are reading the CSV file in our loop, and we will see the sentiments in this format, with each and every tweet. So first tweet is having this, so we have nothing to do with the first. tweet or second tweet, we need total score. The total score from all the tweets are 0.03 like this. If we are having 1 million tweets, 1 lakh tweets, then simply it will perform a loop. It will fetch that particular CSV sheet in loop, and that column under which that message is given, under which that tweet is given, and then we can find out the polarity score in iterations. Okay, so you can see that for index row in A dot, what is A? A is your Excel sheet. Dot iteration on rows, and with each iteration it is finding out the score, and using this we are calculating the total score like this. Okay, is this visible to all the participants? How to calculate total score from an Excel sheet, from a CSV sheet that we have created? Is it visible to all? I will share all these source codes and data sets with you except tokens. Okay. You can ask your queries, dear participants. You can ask your queries. Dear participants, you can ask your queries.
Sir, I'll check the chat if there are any questions. So there is one question from Mr. Rahul Singh. He says, how to compile large amount of text for sentiments?
How to collect a large amount of text. So is this the question?
Yeah, he has used the word compile. That is the only difference.
Okay, compile. Okay, compile means you want to extract. Okay, as far as the data extraction and data compilation or extraction is concerned, automatically you can go only for the text attribute. There is no need to go for other attributes. So because the actual message is in the text. If you will find out the data, if you will extract the data using Amazon, in that case this text may be any other thing. So we will have to see under which particular attribute the actual review is given, the actual tweet is given. Okay, next question, sir.
Yes, I'm sir checking. We have one question from Vipin Singh. Does this also allow to fetch objects that are not text, like image captions, file names, etc., but still part of tweets?
Yes, definitely we can find out those also. That is having a simple script. That is having a separate script for fetching out the images and multimedia documents. Okay, but this is just for a demonstration for us, for beginners who are working in sentiment mining.
There was one question from Ms. Mala Malik. Can this be done using Colab?
Yes, definitely you can do it in Colab. There is no problem. You can see if it is you can within Colab you can integrate better sentiment also.
I'm checking for more questions.
Yes, yes. And as far as the persons, as far as the researchers or faculty members who are doing research in sentiment mining, if you want to see which is the latest domain, which are different domains of sentiment mining, if you are working on image processing. So in image processing also you can go for sentiment mining. Nowadays a new area is working out. The new area is going on in sentiment mining, that is known as image sentiment mining or video sentiment mining. So you can take this topic in your research work, for your articles or for your manuscripts. In that case, what you can do in image sentiment mining, you might have seen many times on Twitter and WhatsApp also, that suppose suppose I am traveling in railway, okay, in a train, and the food quality is not good, and you might have seen so many instances the people share the images of food which is having some lizards, some snakes, some insects or spoiled food. So if this type of image is delivered on Twitter or on social media, in that case what is the actual emotion in that spoiled food? Is it negative or positive? So obviously if uh, spoiled food is delivered, that will be negative emotion. So how to work with that in deep learning, how to integrate that in feature points. So how to extract the feature points of a bad food quality, how to extract the feature points of a food that is having some animals, that is having some insects like this.
So next question from Mr. Darpan Anand. This score is based on occurrence of a word in a tweet, or any specific model is working?
No, at the back end there is a neural network, pre-trained neural network with the weight matrix of that particular word. Okay, it is not finding out only the occurrences; it is checking the combination also, that which particular word is associated with which different word.
Sir, next question from Mr. Rahul Singh. Can we implement the same for likes, dislikes, and angry emotions?
Yes, yes, definitely, it is available for that. Uh, uh, I think he's asking about the emoticons like smileys, some roses, some bottle like this. So that is also integrated in this. Okay, I will share the manual for better sentiment.
Then we have question from Navpreet Rupal. Sir, pd.read_csv doesn't work in Google Colab.
Okay.
Is there any other syntax?
Read Excel you can perform rather than CSV. You can go for read Excel. Read Excel you can go for. Or if you face some issue, you can mail me separately. I will check that particular thing in my system also, and then I will be able to assist you.
Next question from Ms. Sri Devi. How to handle sarcasm sentiment detection in tweets?
Please repeat, sir.
She's asking how to handle sarcasm sentiment detection in tweets. If a tweet is sarcastic, then how to detect it?
Okay. So sarcasm detection. Okay. For that we have to integrate some other libraries, even in better sentiment also that you can use. So, many times we use some words, some short words. Many times we use some words which are sarcastic. So these words are also integrated in your better sentiment. Or if specific particular word is not available, then you can enrich better sentiment repository with more words.
Next question from Regis NAW. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. How to include more sentiments like somewhat positive and somewhat negative?
In that case, you will have to integrate your own algorithm. Actually, currently we are using the classes. So whether sentiment is free and open source, you can go into its repository on GitHub, and its source code can be modified. Next question.
Next question from Shanti P. Can we do semantics in sentiment intensity analyzer?
Yes, definitely. Semantic analysis, semantic as well as syntactic analysis, both we can perform. Okay, and if you want to go for that, then there in Python there is a library with the name NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit, and NLTK is compatible with Java also. Okay, so in that you will find all these things. Next question, sir.
Sir, as of now, no more questions are coming.
Okay. If any more questions are there, then they can mail me. The participants are having my details. They can mail.
Yes. Can share. Everybody has Sir's email address.
Okay, sir.
Mahindra sir is saying, I think we can use this to find, what did he say? Find feedback analysis.
Yes, definitely. Like faculty feedback, student feedback, movie feedbacks, or conference feedback. Suppose you are organizing a conference workshop, so feedback of workshop, that is also good. So so many things in so many different applications you can implement it.
One question from Mr. Karan Mahajan. Sir, can we use web scraping with respect to sentiments?
Yes, definitely. We can use web scraping also. For that, we can use Python. In Python, there is a library with the name of Beautiful Soap. Okay. In addition to Beautiful Soap, you can use Grepsr also. GREPSR. Grepsr. There are so many libraries available. Any of these can be used.
Mr. Bipin sir is saying, is there any difference between the text block library and Vader sentiment?
Sir, as far as Vader sentiment is concerned, it is a pre-trained neural network model, and as far as text blob is concerned, that is only used for data science, data analytics part. Okay. Intelligence is not available in that thing. So prediction and high performance intelligence, that is not integrated.
Okay, now I'm getting questions. As soon as I said no more question, can we use Excel file as input which have data to analyze?
Yes, definitely. You can use Excel also. If we are using Excel, then you will have to use read Excel function.
Question from Virendra Singh Kushwa. What are the differences between aspect-based sentiment analysis versus manually tagged aspect-based sentiment analysis?
In case of manually tagged aspect sentiment analysis, actually we have to integrate the inherent features. Actually, we find out all the permutations associated with one word and its different application domains. Suppose if I write here good or goods, okay. Actually, in English, one word may be having so many different meanings, different synonyms. Okay, so these things are integrated.
Are there any sentiment analysis programs based on hidden Markov models?
Yes, for that you can go for NLTK library. NLTK is having all these things. Hidden Markov models are available, and Bayesian networks you can also integrate in that. NLTK is very high performance library that also you can integrate.
So thank you so much, Gaurav sir. I think the participants are very happy with the session. And
if still they want to ask something, they can mail me separately or they can message.
Yes, please, I request everybody, if you have any other questions, please you can email it to sir. And as far as the assignment questions are concerned, I just wanted to tell that I had a word with Maitri ma'am, so you can submit it by Sunday. So as Mahendra sir was saying that we need some time, so that is okay sir. So she has told that you can submit it by Sunday. So thank you so much, Gaurav sir. So we'll be ending today's session here only, and we'll meet tomorrow 9:30 AM sharp. Please don't be late. So, Gaurav sir, if you could write your email address in the chat box.
Okay sir, I'm writing.
Please be don't late, because from tomorrow what ma'am has told me that if the session is starting at 9:30, so 9:40 I lock the meeting, the training session in the WebEx only. So after that you won't be able to enter the meeting and your attendance will suffer. So kindly be on time. At least be there at 5 minutes before the session starts, like at 9:25, so that we can start the session on time. Thank you so much, Gaurav sir, for today's session. So I'll be sending all the data in the evening, just like yesterday. So
okay,
thank you so much.